On Thursday, Nigeria's Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, condemned what he called the rising spate of vandalism of public property across the country. Umahi was addressing members of the media, and his comments were in response to a question regarding security, supervision and maintenance of infrastructure projects under his ministry, including in no particular order the Second Niger Bridge and the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway.
And so the flooding of the coastal highway was because that our underground channel were blocked with refuse. And this is the basic reason why we even have flooding in most cases in Lagos, where people carry their daily refuse and then put it inside the manhole. I think the public has a duty to, checkmate these things. There's no Mikano here. I've met with these three owners of the company. However, whether it's Mikano that is doing the job or it's not doing the job, the important thing is the job being done? And so the bottom line is that there is no Mikano in what we are doing.
Well, Rise News analyst Dayo Sobowale joins us now to have a chat around this important matter. Good afternoon, Mr. Sobowale. Many thanks for being here.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure being here.
Now, we look at the setbacks when it comes to people's behavior, our behaviors as citizens and the likes that are affecting even causing the minister to lament, if you want to call it that. What do Nigerians need to do in this case to ensure that we're not sabotaging our progress or taking ourselves two steps back?
This is the responsibility of government now, because we are all under the care of government. In my own book, this is a type of domestic terrorism. See, because when you look at bridges, roads, cables, electricity cables, these are our common goods used by everybody. And if some people, for whatever reason, especially if it is economic hardship, decide to sabotage that for their own economic benefit, then they should be brought to book. And I really mean that. I regard it as a form of terrorism against the common property of all of us. And those who do that must be deterred. They must be deterred by adequate punishment that shows them that they cannot be kicking against the common good of all of us. They cannot be doing that. See, in the US, small matter of what children are taught in school, for political advantage, because of sexual orientation, they turn teachers into domestic terrorists. And a lot of things happen, although things have changed now. But in this particular instance, these are issues we are very familiar with. People parking heavy vehicles on bridges. It happens in Lagos. It happens at Idumota. It happens on the Badagry Expressway.
Yes.
You can literally feel the bridges groaning, shaking if you have to walk on them. They are the economic sabotage. People should be asked to remove them or be punished accordingly. But an appropriate act has to be put in place. And that can be done only by the government or the legislation. Yes, if they want to be realistic and up to date to protect our property, they should do that. People do this sort of criminality for several reasons in isolated areas.
Yes.
You see this Boko Haram and all these people sabotaging telecommunication lines.
Indeed.
Because they don't want to be tracked and they don't want people to have communication links so that they are hostile to government or government cannot even communicate with them. That's it on that. Then there's economic hardship, like the ones that happens, especially in Lagos. It's all there, all over the bridges.
Yes.
And then they say they do sand mining, go to a booty rope. Get into Lagos is an island. It's all over. Sand mining, dragging, people make money from there, but these things sabotage, undermine the foundations of bridges. You see, when you talk of bridges, that's transportation. When you talk of power, the cables that transfer our oil all over the place.
True.
Those are the lifelines of our economy. If people sabotage such things deliberately, government should take action. In Lagos should take action.
Indeed.
Because Lagos is the commercial capital of this country. And most of the bridges are in Lagos anyway. And Lagos is an island. So people are after sand mining.
Indeed.
Get me? And you say, so for the bridge going to Calabar, you may cite political grievance as part of the motive for people siphoning the articles on it. This happened several times in Lagos. Look at all our bridges. You won't see all the handles. When they build bridges after the concrete,
The aluminium.
They use it to make earrings and so many other things. So it's something that has been with us for a long time. It defaces our infrastructure. It renders them useless before their lifetime. Roads and bridges, some are expected to last decades. I was shocked to hear that Kata Bridge, which I grew up with literally, will be demolished in 2 or 3 years because of this sort of sabotage, sand, people harvesting sand from the various foundations. So to me, it is criminality bordering on terrorism, and government should act on it.
All right, I'm still going to take you. I'm glad you even mentioned the issue about environmental degradation when it comes to the activities of unscrupulous elements when it comes to taking care of bridges. I think I remember 2 years ago or thereabouts, the Akmobon Bridge. There was a fire incident that happened, and you could actually trace it to the activities of commercial traders underneath the bridge. There was a volatile material that was used illegally.
Yes.
So to a large extent, it brings the question, who protects public property in this regard? What is the essence of having local government officials? Because when we asked them, I remember going there when that incident happened, they couldn't offer particular reasons for having those traders there in the first place and storing volatile equipment underneath the bridge, and then which led to the fire, of course. So why wait till that time until a tragedy or a crisis happens?
Well, it happens in most urban and commercial areas, whereby local government turn a blind eye to efforts that cripple or sabotage the economy.
Indeed, especially from the grassroots.
They even make money out of it.
That's it.
You will not believe it. They tax some of the people there in spite of the greater threat to the overall welfare of society. So it is a matter of leadership and integrity and the quality of respect for public safety. If you have lawless people as leaders, you'll have this sort of situation happening. And they even rationalize it. Because if you legitimize it and you start taxing people in legal occupation of public goods, then you can't go ahead and accuse them of any criminality.
Indeed. All right, Mr. Sobowale, like you said, we've seen this happen for a very long time in Nigeria, Lagos even. And knowing the pedigree of Minister Umahi, I would have liked to think that he might have factored this in ahead of time, because we are still dealing with people and patterns. So my question is, why do you think he did not prepare for the possibility of this happening, to put measures in place that might make it difficult for vandals to succeed, whether it's the use of technology or any other measure?
You have missed the point totally. You cannot hold Umahi responsible for the irresponsibility of past leadership.
I'm not holding him responsible. I'm saying
so what should he have done?
I'm saying, could there have been measures that would have made it difficult for vandals who attack public property or terrorists, domestic terrorists, like you're saying? Could there have been measures that could have been taken by him while those projects were going on to secure them and make sure that you wouldn't have to go back to redo this over and over again?
He mentioned a particular issue, the road allowance for bridges, they put barbed wires, they cut the barbed wires.
That means
is
that the measure.
criminality.
That means the measure did not suffice. Could there have been something better? Maybe the use of CCTV.
Even if it was not suffice.
Let's say there was use of CCTV. I'm not saying that's his fault. He's in leadership. He's supposed to also take responsibility. You're supposed to safeguard the projects that you venture into. So if barbed wire didn't work, maybe it's now time to invest in the CCTV, and we start seeing prosecutions, people being caught real time. Maybe if you touch a railing, you get electrocuted or something. That's what I'm saying. If the barbed wire didn't suffice, why didn't we see higher measures that would counter these vandalism actions? That's my question. I'm not saying talk about blame.
You are holding the minister. I stand by what I'm saying.
Okay, that's fine.
Holding him responsible for what is outside his sphere of operation.
Okay.
He has done well to highlight the danger to all of us from this. You get me now? And he can only build with the resources he has. And he can only build under the laws at play. That's why I'm calling for an act on domestic criminal terrorism, you get me, against public property and public utilities. Yes, that is the law. It's under the rule of law. You cannot hold a single person responsible for the criminal minds of people in society.
Very good. It's even more disheartening. I understand what both of you are saying. It's more disheartening when you just have a project that has been built with billions of naira, and at the end of the day, we're having issues of flooding, of which he said it's about refuse disposal and stuff.
That's right.
But you still have to ask the question, when you do enact these acts or laws,
yes,
who enforces it?
Well, it has not been done yet.
It hasn't been. That's the issue.
You see, it has not been done. We are all under the rule of law. Otherwise, we won't be here. If there was anarchy, there's breakdown of law and all that, we will not be here. You get me? Enforcement of the law matters. That is why you have in the US this immigration thing, because for once, government enforced this rule. And then, of course, people went to court and things like that. But let us have compliance. In the absence of compliance, let us have enforcement of the law to deter. You get me? That's why I have identified this as domestic terrorism. I'm calling for an act, you get me? Either by the presidency or a law from the legislature to determine that sabotage of public institutions and property is domestic terrorism. And that let them outline the punishment and see what happens thereon. Yes.
All right. Thank you for your time, Mr. Sobowale.
Yes.
I appreciate your insight. Thank you.